Hey everybody, I'm here to do my March wrap-up for you all. I had a really good reading month. I read a total of 5 novels and 6 graphic novels, so let's jump right into it. The first novel that I read in the month of March was Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but I think it's more like 2.5. I was not the biggest fan of this book. It's basically a Beauty and the Beast retelling with Greek mythology mixed into it, which was cool, and I liked both of those parts of the story. What I didn't like was the pacing of the book. It was kind of slow, and there was one thing that really confused me, and that was their magic system in this book. I think it's called like Hermetic Arts or something like that. I'm not too sure. The author didn't do that great of a job to explain like what that is, and there's something to do with like drawing symbols with your hands. I don't know. The other confusing thing about this magic system is why the author put it in there. So basically it is about this girl who has been told all her life that she is the savior of this town, and in order to save them she is to be married to the demon lord that has this town trapped right now. And so she grows up thinking she's going to have to basically sacrifice her life to do it, and by using this hermetic arts she wants to try and defeat him without killing herself, and it has something to do with something called hearts. And forgive me for not being able to explain it to you because I don't understand myself, but apparently there's like the hearts of all the elements, and when they are connected in some way, I don't know, but there's like the heart of fire, the heart of water, and she's gonna basically try and bring down the castle he lives in when she goes there. Anyways, this is a really bad explanation, but that is just what makes it more evident that I didn't understand a damn thing that happened in this book. Anyways, so she goes into the house and she's looking for the hearts, and I still don't understand why. And then she ends up finding all of these hearts, whatever, and then nothing comes of it. Like, she doesn't really use her magic at all, except for maybe one time when she almost drowns and she uses it to like save herself. And that's it. That's all. It's like, why did the author throw in that magic when There was no point to it. It could have done without that confusing magic that the author tried to make up, and I didn't like it at all. The other big thing is that because this girl has been told all her life that she's basically going to be a sacrifice for this town, she spends a lot of the book moping and feeling bad for herself. And I hate that. I hate that in a main character. I cannot stand when main characters are mopey and emo-ish and dragging on about how, oh my god, I'm gonna die anyways, life is so hard. So that is why I gave this a 3, more like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. The second book I read in March is Deathsworn by Leah Sipis. I did not even know that she started a new series, and I just came across this book at the bookstore, and the cover looks really cool, so I just picked it up. And it was a pretty good read. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It was okay. I mean, really it's more like 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was really fast-paced at sometimes, and then it was really slow-paced at other parts. But basically this is about a girl named Eleni. She is like a mage, like a magical person. She gets told by her elders that she's been chosen to go to the Assassin's base, basically, which is like this system of caves, and she's going to become a teacher for the Assassins. At the same time, though, there's a mystery going around that the last 2 teachers in this Assassin's cave have both died, and nobody knows like how or why. So she is like frightened out of her mind as to, you know, what's gonna happen to her. She goes into it thinking that she's pretty sure she's gonna die, and she gets there, and slowly but surely her magic is actually disappearing, and she's losing her magical abilities, and she kind of has to hide it from the Assassins because she feels like if they knew then they would basically just kill her right then and there. But there's a whole mystery behind that, and it goes in deeper than that. And I really liked the mystery of what happened to the other two teachers, and that was really cool, and it led into this really big cliffhanger on the end. She also has one of the assassins who's like her guide and kind of her protector, and there's a whole love story between them two, and it's really good. I really enjoyed this first book. The next book I finished in March was The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 1 in the Mistborn trilogy. I love this book. It did take me a good like maybe 100 pages or so to get into the story, but once it really got going, like I could not put this book down. I was like, when I was at work, I was thinking about it. When I was home, I was reading it, and people were trying to get my attention, and I just was like shutting everybody out to read this book. It was a phenomenal fantasy, and I recommend it to everybody. This is a high fantasy about a kingdom. A new ruler took over like thousands of years ago, and slowly he's been suppressing these race of people called Ska, and the story is basically about a group of people who want to overtake this ruler and kill him and free everybody so that they can live in peace. There's way more into that story than that, but that is just the gist of what's happening in the story. There's also a really cool magical system in this, in where they use different metals to do different things. So iron allows you to pull other metals nearby towards you, and then steel pushes other metals away, and you can kind of use that momentum to push yourself. And so there's a lot of parts where they use that push and pull system to kind of help them like leap long distances. Then we have tin that enhances the senses: eyesight, hearing, taste, smell, you know, the senses. And then we have pewter, which enhances physical ability, so it can make you temporarily a lot stronger depending on how much you burn. Brass soothes emotions, so like if somebody's angry, you can calm them down by soothing their emotion by burning brass. And then zinc kind of riots emotions, like you want to make somebody excited or angry or pumped up about something, then you would burn zinc and use that power on them. Copper hides the magic system. Oh, the magic system is called Allomancy, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I kind of just say it in my head. But anyways, when you burn copper, it hides your magical abilities so that others can't sense that you have these abilities. And then bronze reveals Allomancy, so if you think somebody's hiding it, bronze will help you to track it. And it's just an awesome story, and I can't wait to read volume 2. Of course, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, so yes, there's that one. The next book I read is a reread for me, and that is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I read this back in like 2010, 2011 when it first came out. I believe I explained in my recent weekend reads video that I don't think I was just in the mood for this type of story, so I gave it a pretty low rating, and I thought it was okay. But I went back and read it this month, and I really enjoyed it. Now, I have read the other books in the series, and it's definitely the least favorite of mine out of the whole thing, but it definitely deserves a better rating than what I gave it before. I think it was like a 2.5 or 3 star rating out of 5, and this definitely is 5 out of 5 for me this time, so I'm really glad I reread it. And I'm in the middle of Cress right now, and it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So since you know I'm in the middle of Cress, you know which book I read next, and that was Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, which is book 2 in the Lunar Chronicles. This was way better than Cinder. Like, Cinder still got 5 out of 5. This got 5 out of 5, but like 5 out of 5. Like, you know what I mean. This had just so much more action in it, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why I like this one and Cress so far better than this one, because this one kind of was just the introduction to what was going to happen, and this had way more action, and adventure in it. The rest of these are all graphic novels with one manga, and that manga was Nisekoi by Naoshi Komi. I believe I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was like a quick little fluffy romantic comedy in between everything. I already explained what this book was about in the book haul that I hauled this in, and I will leave a link to that haul down below if you want to know more about this particular series, but I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next 3 graphic novels I read are all in the same series, and that is Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 of Saga. Awesome! Because I just hauled this yesterday too, and I love this series. 5 out of 5 stars for this entire series. It is so good so far. And again, I explain what the story is in more detail in the manga and graphic novel haul, and there's a link down below for it, so check that out if you want to know more about it. But I'm pretty sure you already know because there's a lot of booktubers that love this series, so check it out. And then the final 2 books that I finished in the month of March were book 1 and book 2 in the Amulet series. So we have the Stone Keeper and the Stone Keeper's Curse, both by Kazu Kibuishi. And I really enjoyed this series. Really cool fantasy adventure. I believe I gave both of these 4 out of 5 stars. I did have, it's getting more interesting as the series is going on, and I have the first 5 volumes in this graphic novel series, but it is middle grade, and this first one is definitely more like younger readers, so that's why I gave both of these 4 out of 5 stars. But I believe the characters age and obviously grow and stuff like that as the series goes on, so I know I'm gonna like it as it keeps going, but still awesome read, and the artwork in here is amazing. Really good graphic novel series. If you're into graphic novels, I suggest checking this one out. That is all for my March wrap-up. I may or may not do a tentative TBR pile because I'm not exactly sure if I'll keep in line with it, but I do know that I will be reading more of this series, and I will be reading Crest because I'm in the middle of that one, and I'm not too sure. So look forward to that if I do make it. If not, I guess I'll just see you in my next video.